Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and I only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. It's only 8 a.m. I won't do it for the ground. I'm a man. I'm a 2020. Whoa, whoa. Woke up to deposits and it's only 8 a.m. Do it for the fam, I don't do it for the gram. Do it for my daughters, do it for my little man. That's my 2020. Reason why I win. Lot of missed calls, looking bloody in my call log. I bet to myself, I'm not sorry that I logged, dog. Check my mental health, I was feeling like a lost dog. Bounce back and wipe my paws off. Get it off the humble and I stick to what I know. Nights on top of nights, long nights took a toll. Took some steps back, but I still get up and I go. And now you know, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Yeah, new Jeep, no doors with it. No, I won't stop now. Who you kidding? Kidding. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. I'ma send it. I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. Pressure on me daily, got the family on my back. Dreams are getting bigger, put the city on my map. World inside my palm, but I'll try not to get attached. Moment that is here, could be over just like that. Fast car, no NASCAR. I was never working hard, I guess I'm mad smart. Top speed like a rocket, it was blast off. 6 figures from my couch without a mask on. Waited for my cycle like a laundromat. Going to the moon, it's on top and that. 2 straight years of dropping back to back. Epidemic jumping like an acrobat. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Yeah, new Jeep, no doors with it. No, I won't stop now. Who you kidding? Kidding. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. I'ma send it. I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it.
Good morning all. Hope everyone is good. Hope everyone is well. Let's get it here today. Big day, PMI day. Well, not big day, but I mean just packed PMI and we have to see what's going on the charts here. So let me see how all systems go. As far as I can see, everything is good here, and yeah, let's get it. So looking at news today, as I said, you can probably see it entitled Big Day of PMI. We have PMI across all markets here, GBP, Euro and USD here. We'll speak a little bit about PMI and how numbers will affect price here, especially with USD PMI. And yeah, we'll speak a little bit about that. So, and GBP PMI as well, how that can impact price. But yeah, what we're going to look at here is obviously do the analysis first, and then we'll speak about PMI, I think, after the analysis. First, we'll do the technicals, and then we'll speak about PMI. So, looking at GJ right now, we're sitting at these lows here. We need to go ahead and do our markup. So, start off on daily time frame as always here. Looking at daily time frame, previous daily is closing bullish, creating a support here. So, we can mark this daily support here. We kind of wicked up to the top of the zone here. Let me change this style. So since we wicked up to the top of the zone, we'll see on 4 hour what is it saying. So that's that there. If we were to look at 4 hour time frame, moving down here, we can see 4 hour is closing bearish here, and we do have a 4 hour resistance at 190, and then we have another 4 hour resistance here as well. Above that is quite messy, to be honest. 4 hour, there we go. Now, moving on to lower time frame, mixed bias today. We're kind of rejecting from the bottom of the range though. Looking at 1 hour time frame, we do have a little bit of a support sitting right here. This is a strong support, it seems, at the moment. Had this news wick from yesterday. Support is cascading on the 30-minute here and on the 15 into basically 189.500 here. So yeah, it's a little bit interesting, this range here. It's quite tough, this range. Leaving the 4 hour resistance, there's not much space towards the upside. We kind of pull into this choppy zone here. Even at 1 hour here, 1 hour starts to look a little bit cleaner. So the way that we're contracting here, we can see how price is just contracting, right? If you were to look at this, I want to see some sort of break out of this sort of contraction here. If you were to visualize it, we can see we're just getting in a tighter and tighter and tighter range. So at some point, I expect this to resolve. Either it resolves itself towards the downside, which would be kind of our selling zone below 189.500, or we just stay in here until we decide to break out to the upside or something, which probably GBP News might as well do it, right? If we were to consider something. So for me, sells would make sense below this zone here, but I do need a 1 hour candle closing below, and then we can adjust on lower time frame 15-minute to look for entry here. It being mixed bias. Now for buys, I don't like the buys at the moment till we have a break of structure. I need more information. There's no real buying ranges. Even the selling ranges here are not as clean and a little bit tough here. So that's why I need to base it. I think today trades would be based on a 1 hour time frame. Since 1 hour time frame is the only time frame that makes sense. We have a 27 pip range, and I need to zoom out and trade a little bit on higher time frame. If we're looking for buys, yeah, we could respect the bottom of the range. It's very possible at the moment. Trade back up to this part of the range. The problem is that on lower time frame, we're starting to see a little bit of inconsistency, and I'm not sure if we're going to respect this 190 here, right? 190 could be respected quite nicely, and to 190 we don't have much range, right? If we look at, let's say this candle closes exactly where it is, we're looking at 6-7 pips. Now if you're going to base a trade on a 1 hour time frame, 6-7 pips is not going to be enough to make a decision, right? We need more space. We need more space to especially when we're trading on a 1 hour time frame. So yeah, let's see how this develops here and react to price action as a whole. But we're not in some sort of clean range here. We're just kind of ranging in this messy zone, which is the same zone as yesterday, and not really changed from yesterday's standpoint. So if we were to look at gold here, on the other hand, ahead of PMI, we can start to remove some of these lines here that I have. Let's start off on daily. That's fine, that's fine. This 15 can probably go. This one can stay. Let me just clean up the lines and then we'll do markup. This is fine. This can go. Yeah, so this is basically, I'm happy with these lines. So looking at previous daily is closing here bearish, but we're closing above every resistance basically. So it's a rejection wick bearish close. If you were to just look at it without the current daily candle, you know, it's not the most bearish close. It's quite a nice. Imagine that happened on a 15-minute. You would expect the possibility of upside happening as well, since we're not really, you know, we're not really having that heavy downside, right? So we have tapped a target here. You know, we did come back down, respecting 2500 here at the moment. Right now trying to contend with it again. Looking at 4-hour time frame, we are closing bearish, but at the bottom of the range. So we didn't close below support. We're respecting the support. So we need to see if price wants to respect this whole zone here, and maybe want to bounce up, or if we want to continue to push through. If we want to push through here, then we would start to break this kind of uptrend we've been having on the 1 hour, and we can start to find ourselves in, you know, basically, especially if we lose this type of zone here, we could find ourselves breaking down, coming back down into retest these highs here at 2470. It's definitely possible, especially if we start losing these zones here. Right now we do have a 1 hour support right here, so this is what we can start marking, which is also a 15-minute here. If we look at 30-minute, yeah, same thing there, same thing here. So I think sells below here would make sense. If we were to be able to get below here for sells, would make sense. Daily support is right here, previous 4-hour support, possibly buys, but we're not technically it's a bearish session here, so you have to be careful with the buys here. You have to be careful with the buys. I would say if we liquidity grab, that's the only time that I could execute on buys, is if I see this liquidity grab and we're just not continuing down for the day, I could look for buys back up. But what's going to be important today is going to be PMI data, right? So let's understand what's happening with PMI data. So PMI is basically, you know, an index of how good a certain sector in the economy is doing, right? That's the easiest way for me to explain it to you guys. If you were to look at manufacturing PMI, it's basically telling you, is that sector growing or contracting? Services as well, right? Because those are the two basically, you know, sectors we have in an economy. We have a manufacturing sector and a services sector. So any number above 50 means that that sector is growing, right? Above 50 means the sector is growing. Below 50 means that sector is contracting. At 50 means it's unchanged. So we're seeing numbers being forecasted here to have the same result, but we're still in a growing for services and for manufacturing with the UK here, right? Because we're seeing numbers come back at 52 and 58, 52.8. They expect services to expand a little bit. If we see these numbers come back lower than expected, that is bearish for pound. You will see pound continue a downside move here. Now moving on to the US data here, they're expecting numbers to still not come above the positive for manufacturing side, and they're expecting a slight drop in what forecast for the services side. If we see numbers come back drastically low on service side, below their minimum, if we see numbers come back drastically low on manufacturing side, what will happen? We will see then gold give us the move back towards the upside, respect these range lows, and go contest previous highs here at 25, potentially even revisit all-time highs. If we see numbers come back strong, we will continue the downside move and look to retest the lows of the range and take it range by range, right? So that's kind of how it's going to work. For GJ as well, you're going to see the same reaction. Now GU, let's have a look at GU, right? GU looking like it wants to close below here. If we were to do the analysis on GU, daily candle still closing extremely strong. Yesterday we're looking for buys based on this daily candle close, and boy did it play out these buys here. Unfortunately, a bit of market manipulation. Now we're reaching very close to daily target. It still technically has a little bit of room. 4 hours creating a pullback formation here. We can see 4-hour time frame closing below, so we do have a mixed session. So we are creating a pullback formation where we have a long rejection wick. Price then tried to close above, now closing below the 4-hour support here. So that is interesting. It can result in us attempting sells here, although risky because we're fighting higher time frame trend, right? So we have to be careful with that and not to be too aggressive with fighting higher time frame trend. 1-hour candle close would be more interesting here, as 1-hour candle close has the chance to break this structure and close below. Then any pullbacks, we could look to potentially retrace some of this move that happened over yesterday back into 4-hour support. Currently 30-minute is working on that as well. 15-minute is currently closed below support here. But what we're seeing is that every time we close below support, we're followed by a pullback. We're not seeing continuation. We're seeing close below, pullback, close below, pullback, close below, pullback. So at the moment, whether we're going to get continuation or not, is tough, but based on 1 hour time frame, when we get the 1 hour close, then we'll get more information to see if it makes sense or not. So either I want to be looking for 15-minute to give me some sort of setup 3 here or some sort of confirmation, or this is just going to pull back and we're going to be waiting for the 1 hour candle to close and see how that candle closes. So yeah, sells could be an option here, definitely is in the cards. The question is, are we going to be able to go counter trend here and rely on this being enough of a resistance to continue down without shooting at it too early? I feel like right now, you know, obviously we're breaking below this support, definitely is giving an option early. Only thing I fear is the time here. Not sure if we will be able to see a move at this time. If we're to look at stops here, about, you know, 5-6 pips stops here, target down to that 12 pips, a little bit of a support here. Yeah, could be interesting, you know, could be interesting. I wonder if it would be worth to give it a shot from this time. Let's see. Only thing I fear is this 15 just drives here, but it's not what we've been seeing, right? But again, we've never broken lows here on the previous time it drove down. So breaking lows would be something out of the ordinary, am I right? So that could lead us into having, you know, that downside move. So we have broken previous 4 hour lows. 1 hour lows broken as well. Five-minute close below, no structure. I guess it's a risky one here. I'm not sure I want to take any risky setups at the moment. Yeah, tough decision, especially when you're outside of your trading times. I might wait just 10 minutes here. 10-12 minutes. Give me more confirmation. Yeah, I think that might be a smarter move here. If anything, maybe add very little risk here. You know? Or if this makes a massive top wick right now, retest into here, I'll feel pretty confident. So yeah, that's the analysis. Didn't close on IC, let me see. IC, you see, we all see. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, that didn't close below on broker here. Check this out. Didn't close below on broker. So that's a great point. So I guess we have to wait here since IC didn't close below. It's a good point. Well, that makes the decision for us, which is quite nice. And yeah, that's the analysis here. So now it's just a waiting game. We have PMI news. So first PMI news coming 11:15, French manufacturing. Then we have 11:30. This can sometimes affect pound, kind of gives an idea. And then GBP at 12:30 here. So obviously USD news is going to be during New York session. But yeah, that's what we got lined up for today. Yesterday was very interesting. There was an unannounced news. You can't see it on here. But yesterday there was a news here that caused this spike. It caused a spike down in GBP USD as well. This spike here, this one right here, this spike down here. When we had some balancing of reports, we had some rebalancing of reports which caused that. You know. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the analysis. 200 of us in here. Appreciate everyone showing up. And yeah, if we could do the YouTube business, hit the like. Get the likes up to 150. Would appreciate that. Hate to say it, but part of the game, you know it. Let's see. I'm trying to get out of mediocrity through trading and give my two little siblings the things I didn't have as a kid. I think that's very kind of you, you know, obviously to, you know, give your siblings something you didn't have as a kid. But the pressure you're going to put on yourself in this game is going to be too much. Anyone trying to get out of a job, change their life, you're setting expectations that you probably cannot meet in the time that you expect to meet them. And that's just the harsh reality of this game. So you have to realize that yes, although you want to do that, you have to do it for you first, because at the end of the day, it's only you who's going to be able to do it no matter what. So you want to do it for other people, but if they start relying on you, or if you make yourself feel pressured to do it for them, then you're not actually going to do you and succeed in that, because you're going to have all this external pressure. And in a game like this, it's deadly. It's deadly. I see a very high failure rate of people wanting to flip a switch and change their lives and get into something like this. This is a tough game. This is a game that demands a lot of effort, a lot of time, and demands something that is not out of the ordinary here. This is something extremely extraordinary. You're going against big players in the market. You're going against people giving out bad information online. That's the difference we have here. This is why I name everything exclusive, is because the information I give out here is not really too ordinary, because it's done through a very simplistic process that accepts us as retail traders and trades accordingly. Whereas people online just want to try sell a dream or sell something that sounds good on paper, but in practice doesn't work. So you have to realize that, hey, there needs to be that understanding. There needs to be that understanding. What is the recommended amount of money to start? Bro, you should start with no money. If you're just starting to trade, then you should start with no money, because you're going to lose that money. I can assure that. It's normal. Any particular reason do you have gym in evening session? For what? Particular reason for what? That I do gym in evening? I knew pressure was a major thing in trading. That's why I made the choice not to tell any of my family about day trading, sort of like making them rely on it. Yeah, but you're going to pressure yourself. You're your biggest enemy, not the other people, right? You can ignore other people, but you can't ignore your own emotions. It's hard. It's hard. Oh, my broker closed below? Yeah, mine didn't. So I'm waiting here anyway. 6 minutes. I'm going to wait for Frankfurt Open anyways. Makes sense for me. Yes, I mean, many people suggest to do it in morning session. There's no truth behind that. There's no truth behind that if you train in the morning, it's optimal, because you calculate your training based on sleeps. The time of your training between each sleep is going to allow you to recover. Another thing is people's energy seems to wane towards the end of the day, which is bad, because it means you're not eating optimally. You're not an optimal human being if you're getting tired towards the end of the day. I'm not tired in the morning. I'm not tired on the end of the day. Why? Because I have a rhythm. I have a schedule that during these hours, I'm performing as optimally as possible. When it's time to sleep, then I should feel tired. And your body's programmed to work like that. And that's how you live optimally. So there's no truth to that. There's no truth to that. It's what's important is the time between each training session. That's what's important. The time between each training session is going to be important to allow optimal recovery. Some people also like to do it in the beginning of the day to get it over and done with, right? So basically, step one is to overcome your emotion. You won't be able to come over your emotion in any steps, man. Emotion will always be there in trading because we're human. Step one is to set expectations that are realistic. Your goal as a trader, remember, trading is not a replacement, right? Trading is not supposed to replace something immediately. You're supposed to supplement. From supplementation, then you can look into replacing something. That people come in here and say, okay, this is my new job. It's like, what the hell? You don't go quit everything and say, I'm going to become a millionaire and start a technology business. You have a huge percentage of failing, the same way you have in trading. You know, and obviously to start, guess what happens to most companies when they start and they try to run a profitable business? Can anyone tell me what happens to most companies? Except for failing, there's something else. What happens to most companies? Bankrupt, right? They run out of cash. Where do they get cash from? Loans. They can't repay. They get in debt, exactly, before, and eventually they go bankrupt. What happens as traders is that you start losing money in the market. You lose money in the market, but you get psychologically drained. You get into a cycle. You get into a place where trading becomes a mental hazard to you. You have a mental problem because you get into this mode where you isolate yourself. You want to get it right. You're losing money every day. You don't feel good in the market. You don't know what's going on. You have no community around you. You have no one to speak to. And you end up, becoming a little bit mental, and it's really unhealthy. It's really unhealthy. If you want to punish someone, how do you punish someone? You put them in solitary confinement. So you see people do that to themselves. This is why, even if you trade different from me, we have people in this chat. Obviously only a few people are showing up, but if we had what we normally have, 700 people and all of that, people show up to the stream to just sit here and listen. They don't trade the same way I trade, but they just want to trade with people. And this is important. As a human, as a man, as all of this, you have to surround yourself with other individuals and make this not a monotonous task, but a process. This has to be a process of getting better. Right? And from there, you step by step improve. Your goal as a trader, if you want me to set a number, because people love numbers, the number I look to achieve per year as a trader is 25% return on my account. That's the number I look to achieve because that's realistic. Right? 25% of my account. Now I can play with risk. Okay, and I can start risking 2% per trade of my account balance, and that 25% can be 45, or start risking like 3%, and I can easily make it. I can easily make much more per year. But your goal should be making 2-3% a month is sustainable. My average this year has been between 6 to 8% this year average. Last year was, I was making 10% average, but different market conditions will dictate that. So the question is that enough to sustain your lifestyle? For me, it's good because that's why I'm multiple, I have trading accounts in crypto. I have personal trading accounts. I have also now swing trading accounts that I'm looking to develop into Forex. This will just further diversify my income, further build my portfolio. So only thing you have to change is capital, not risk, right? But risk you can play with as well. Obviously, with personal capital, you can play with risk. But that's the point here is, stop causing yourself a headache, stop causing yourself a stress. Get your shit right and understand how this game works. Because I can assure you, and as a fact that there's more people who leave this game without even making $1, they lose money, than actually make money. So your goal is to make money. This is a very powerful investment tool. One of the most powerful investment tools in the world. But many don't know how to use it because they're treating this as a whole lifestyle, right? As a whole lifestyle. They don't realize that, listen, stop thinking about making your 10% per month, 15% per month. Just make 1 or 2%. Make money first. How can you scale something that hasn't started yet? This is the problem I see in the markets all the time. People are trying to scale and push for big percentage before they haven't even made a consistent amount first. Consistently make $100, $50, then scale. You can scale super fast, but you can't, you can't fix your psychology, all of this, It's really hard once, you put yourself in a rut. And that took me so long to realize, because I came into the market with a 25k account and started risking amounts that I was not too comfortable. 300, 500 a trade without having the best knowledge. You see what I'm saying? And then I realized, listen, man, I need to become consistent. And then the, first year of trading consistently, at end of the year, I made $3,000, $2,800, $3,000, just say $2,000. That's it. But that was an achievement. And guess what? The next year I was able to scale that, like 5, 6, 7, 8x, 10x even. In 1 year, you could scale that fast. But the point is I started, right? I started and then scaled. Scaling can be fast, but getting the skill is what's important. Yeah, gold trying to get above daily support here. We're bearish biased, so we have to be careful here. Previous 4-hour support looming here as well. It's a little bit higher. We're bearish biased, technically. So let's see if we can create second structure. Break second structure would give us confidence as well. GJ bounce as well. So GU as well, as we said, we're waiting for close below, nothing close below. Right, nothing close below. 1 hour is still kind of closing below this previous, so we probably need a 15-minute candle closing below or something. What's the best advice you have for those living in Australia where the Asian session sucks? We have limited time for NY and London because of the time zones. Why do you have limited time? Actually, London is a great time zone for you, right? It's afternoon right now in Australia. What do? Subra money. Too busy building cars? London is a beaut for Aussie. Yeah, that's why it's afternoon for you guys now, right? Like what, 3, 4 o'clock? I think, yeah, 4 o'clock, yeah. New York is a little bit late, right? What's New York, like 10 p.m. or something? Yeah, come on, bro. Look at my times are on point, man. My times are on point. Yeah, NY is late. NY is late. How late is it in Germany? It's 8 a.m. in Germany right now. Do you think 5-minute close will do it on Geo? Also looking 4-hour good, but 1-hour close with rejection. Yeah, I think it's one of those things you kind of just have to trust that today will be a reversal day. Like put stops, because even if it breaks below here, stops not that bad, 7 pips, right? You know you have the range, 13 pips all the way down to here. So what would be great is to break a high here, then come and flip and do it, just so we know that we won't get any nasty move up. But yeah, 5-minute could do it. We just haven't seen any. This would have to be the catalyst of the move. Does that make sense? This would have to be the catalyst of the move. The reason why this has to be the catalyst of the move is because every time we close below, we fail. But one trend I'm noticing is we always respect lows, I'm currently 17-year-old. This is my last year in school. Currently studying the charts, first patterns. I'm not relying on patterns because I know that's not how the market works. Yes. Treat patterns like confirmation. Focus on price action. What I'm doing is paper trading and then get a 9-to-5 job for the time being to save money to start. Exactly, you know. Job is not a bad thing, right? Realize that. What I meant to ask is, I'm going to the right direction. Do you have any tips? Yeah, man, you're 17, man. You have time, you know, just concentrate on step by step. Start learning the skill, start paper trading, start experimenting, you know, start applying, you know, videos, all of that stuff. Hey, Ari, when I'm in first shift, I cannot watch your stream, but when I'm in second, like now, waking up every morning for it, appreciate the knowledge you give. I appreciate that, man. If you have 5-minute structure on gold, we can buy. Not too sure about buys at the moment. We are bearish bias. I'm kind of eyeing out GU sells here. Want to see if this 5 can close below. Have some sort of setup 3 here on 15. About 2 minutes for this 5-minute candle to close. Took NY trade? Yeah, you can go see it in the NY plans. Not NY plans, in NY thing. I done it. I got 55k on my FTMO demo account first time. Nice. How did you do one-on-one coaching? Not like, you know, really. Just depends on the person. Like sometimes depends on my availability. But yeah, I could do one-on-one sessions. You can reach out to me. We can see what you're looking at if you're fit. Do I have a course? My course is free on YouTube. The only thing, everything I have is about application. So I don't really have someone to go watch a course and they just pay me for a course. If you want to join something, you join the community, which is where all my guys are right now. So our community is a little bit different than a course. Where we're there to trade together, learn. You know, we have, you know, basically, you can see all the information here, but we have a lot of stuff in here. So we have our trading rooms, we have our community, weekly webinars, you get access to all of my content. So even though I don't have a course, you get access to all my content step by step of my strategy, just so you have a guideline, right? Just so you have a guideline. And also when people come in, they might ask, hey man, how do you mark up properly? Instead of me having to explain it again and again and again, I allow you to watch those videos. And then the difference is you can come on Zoom, and on Zoom, you can ask me questions if you don't understand anything, right? You get that personal support. So that's how the community works. How many votes we have? 100 votes, not bad. Only 128 likes. People sleeping today, but that's okay. People are always like that. Do you have a playlist on YouTube? This playlist is just non-copyright music. In which pairs other than GJ, GU, XU your strategy works best in London? I want to analyze myself. Please give a short list. You can analyze on EU, you can analyze on UJ, you can analyze on AU. Analysis doesn't matter, any pair, you know. Obviously, London session is going to be most powerful with European and GBP pairs, right? Gold is just, you know, traded all over the world, so that's why we just consider gold. Gold slowly making its way towards the upside. We'll see what it does at previous 4-hour support. If we can create some second structure here, get above that for continuation. GJ as well, hovering at 4-hour support at the moment. GU is reacting at these lows here. It's being a bit sticky for GU. GJ is at 4 hour, looks better in my opinion if it passes it. No, GJ is crap, bro. Look at GJ, bro. It looks like shit. It's stuck in this range, doing nothing. There's no range towards the upside. Resistance right here. 30-minute has resistance right here. You have no structure, so stop loss will have to go below structure with how GJ has been. Right, so you're looking at like 54 pip stop loss, 26 pip target. Sucks. Please, how can I access your community? The link is in the description. Playlist of trading types. Yes. If you check on my YouTube channel, you can find that. Don't know why my YouTube channel is not there. You can find it on my, why is my website coming? On my YouTube channel. So if you go to my YouTube channel, videos, go type setups, you'll find it if you just type setups in the search bar. Oh, a lot of material is on here, guys. A lot of material is on here for you to watch. A lot. Was that not a S5 for buys? No. You would have to get in on the bottom, maybe break a bearish candle 30-minute. That's what they call celery. For what? For GJ? What, for sells or for buys? Oh, you mean break of this high? Yeah, that's potential. It was right before the 1 hour close though, so you probably would have waited for 1 hour close. Was that a setup 5 on GJ for buys? Kind of like a setup buy. Yeah, this one here was. But the problem, you're buying into 4 hour support here, look. So it's not really valid when you buy into 4 hour support. Do you trade the morning or the whole day? I trade London and New York, but I'm not a slave to the chart. So understand the difference. 30-minute and 1 hour was bearish when the setup 5 happened on GJ as well. Yes, it was, right? This was the 1 hour close here. But it still counts as a setup 5, but you know, that's just adding to your probabilities, right? I mean, if you were full bullish bias, then that wouldn't matter for sure. Bro, yesterday Dubai time 6 p.m. all pairs there was sudden spikes. Yeah, there was this random news. You know, yeah, there was this random news that came out. I mean, it was they put it on. They put it on the what's this called? Other websites. But yeah, it's unfortunate that they didn't really announce it too well. Do you ever scalp or take sniper entries? This is all bullshit, man. This is all you living a dream. Scalping doesn't work. It's not scalable. You sitting in front of the charts, taking 10, 15 positions a day is just an addiction. Commissions are going to be nuts, right? You need tight spreads. Commissions are going to be nuts. And what's going to end up happening is that you can't scale that. Imagine you have 1 million capital funded or through your self-investment. What are you going to do? And you're going to risk 1%. You're going to be risking $10,000 per trade on 30 trades per day. Like, how are you going to mentally handle that? If you lose 5, you're down 50K, and then, you know, but you have to keep taking trades because it's you know, just to keep it going. It's too much. Sniper entries, an entry that puts you in profit is a sniper entry because your plan is to get in profits to your target. If you did that successfully, you did a sniper entry. Buying exactly at the lows at this wick here, calling tops and bottoms is like career-ending moves, right? Unless you're trying to buy into retracement and stuff, but you shouldn't be chasing that all the time, you know? You shouldn't be chasing that. I know it seems attractive. I was also, when I started trading, I was attracted to all that and tried. I wanted the 1 to 10 risk to reward. the 5 pip stop loss with 100 pip target, all of that good stuff. You know, I of course I got into that, but I quickly found that that's not the way to trade, you know. If your trading skills are good at the 4 openings of the World Trading Stock Exchange and make sustainable profit, that means you deserve to be a star. I guess so. What inspired you to trade support and resistance? I don't think I would consider myself a full support and resistance trader. I just use horizontals for markup. I consider myself price action, as most of my trades are trading through ranges. That's how I trade. But because it's the rawest form, that's why. If you look at a chart, every single chart will have some form of support and resistance, some form of market structure, and some form of trend, right? Whether we're in a ranging market, bullish or bearish, we'll have that. And that's how I base my trading. 3 pairs, GJ, GU, and gold is too much. When the market conditions are a little bit slow, it's good to have backup pairs, right? Sometimes it can be too much, but then you kind of look at your pairs and pick your poison and say, look, today this looks clean, this doesn't look clean, etc. You know, and then you stick to. You know, especially with how GJ has been moving these last few weeks, you know, it's been changed macro time frames where, look at what's happening, guys. We're getting range, news breaks us out the range, followed by more range, and then this move happened over Asian session, followed by retracement of that, and then range again in London, and then now get stuck in this messy price action. So it's just because of what's happened. You have to realize an historic thing has happened on GJ. This is the first time since 2012 that we've changed policy for the, you know, for the Bank of Japan. So of course it's going to have some impact on price changing policy, right? So we see higher time frame, long-term time frames change. Right, so this is where we're adjusting more to potentially a selling bias, and you know, trying to navigate. Market participants are trying to get re-involved in the market, but it's still tradable for sure. You just have to be patient and trade it outside the range, you know. Are you expecting to pick up this down move over time? Yeah, of course. I mean, you're a trader, right? You pick up moves. You will pick up the moves of the retracements, and you pick up the moves of the move down, of course. Swing trading, yes, I spoke about that yesterday in terms of where I would look for swing trading to pick up these moves, you know. But in terms of just normal day movement, yeah, we're always looking for that. We will be able to trade it in any direction. That's the power. But we just need to get out of ranges. We need some of these trending moves. That's how it will do it, you know. Do you think it will continue the old trend upwards? I think we established a massive range for a while. I think we range between these highs and lows for a while, you know, base being around here 178. Maybe we range as high as 200s. If things really want to get crazy, we can go back to 204s, but we stay in a range like this. That's what I think happens. Gold is still moving nice here, moving through these ranges here. Bearish bias on gold. So if we're going to go counter bias, which we know has reduced probabilities, we need second structure to break. Can I break below 2500? There's a chance, if depending on news, right? What's your views on indicators, MACD, VWAP, RSI, Bollinger Bands? All lagging indicators. Maybe you can use for high time frame analysis just to get an idea of what momentum stochastics are doing, stuff like that. But in terms of actual day trading, you know, it's not going to be too useful. Broski, any buys or sells in gold? Both, take buy and sell. Anyone else into you sells? How are they going? No, not yet. Too early for sells, right? Unless you took it somewhere up here in Asian or something. But no, definitely no sells for now, right? Nothing closed below, nothing broke lows. Yeah, we were waiting for the same thing. 5-minute close we wanted as well. Would have been good. 5-minute respect to the lows. That's what we were discussing, right? I think we all discussed that together. Or did you show up late? I mean, now this is the... Remember, Lanston, when I was explaining to get that wick up? Remember we speak about that wick up? It did break lows for me, I was in. Yeah, but we needed close below here. We decided 1 hour didn't close bearish. Remember, it closed rejection. 1 hour close rejection. 30-minute close rejection. 15-minute then closed bullish. It's impossible you got entered before this bullish candle. Otherwise, that's data manipulation. Like, come on, that's definitely not breaking lows. Even if you check here on this pair here, this we closed above. With this gap with your thing should sort it to say that it closed above with your what's this called? Candle smoothing. $15-minute plus 1 hour. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see that, man. We were discussing this in front of you. We need to see for GEO to go down in higher time frame. Yeah, like remember we wanted this. If this is gonna reject now and get below, that's where the sells are gonna come. Is that FU? Well, for me there was no entry, so it's not really like I was kind of also had the possibility. I've had the, you know, for me it was a definite, you know, possibility here to have this wick. I was discussing it with Lanston to have this move back up. Do you trade options and shares as well? No, man, no. I trade Forex, I trade crypto in terms of swing positioning. That's it. How important is it to show up at the charts the same time every day? Sometimes I find trades for gold at GJ an hour or two after NY opens. Yeah, but that should be the time you are trading. Right? That should be the time you are trading. So you have to show up for a session at the same time every day is important. Morning, Harry. Morning, brother. Hope you're well. Buying above GU? Sam, yesterday you were the guy who was hating yesterday. Now you're asking me for buys. Unless this is, hopefully it's a different Sam who's actually a little bit more respectful. I think buys on GU, yes, would be above this zone here, right? We have a nice little zone forming here. We could get some nice buys above here. See how 30-minute looks here. Yeah, 30 minutes above here. 1 hour also very nice. So I think that would be your buying zone. Preferably, realistically, above here, to be honest. But we'll keep this here. On gold, that big push 15-minute was big SL, but 5-minute was giving post candle 1 hour bullish but bearish bias to an interesting rejection from 5-minute too. This had no bottom wick, first of all. Second of all, you're buying into straight into 4 hour. I don't really like it, you know. Now, I think maximum you be break even at this position, right? Break even at this spot here, go break even. This 2 negative risk to reward. That's what I was speaking to you about, choosing the right trade here, right? Because let's say you won this trade, but then take it again and lose it. You're still going to be a losing trader. Because it's not going to have, you know, the best things. Does that make sense? As a perspective of looking at this trade. Like, it's not viable long-term as a good trade. So this is what you want to start avoiding, because as you trade longer term and have more repetition, more trades, these are the trades that are going to take back those profits. You either, if you're doing everything else correct, these are going to bring you closer back to break even, or it's just going to ruin some of your profit, right? Never took it on bearish session. I know you never took it. I know. I read that, but what's this I was gonna say? That's my point about it. Why I don't agree with it, you know. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is continuing now nicely bullish, but with bear session, guys, if we form setup 2 or setup 5 here, we can sell. There's a possibility to sell. This could just be a top wick, right? We need to keep that in mind. We are bearish session. So I'm not knocking that out the window, right? This is just could be a really nice retest. Sell. $80 pip range is decent. This push is also quite decent. Mostly basing 1 hour kind of bouncing it. I was like, let's see your idea. Yeah, I mean, now it's easy to see it would count as a bounce, but if this just failed, then you would say, actually, nah. Any looks on GJ today? I needed to get out the range, Mr. GJ. Mr. GJ needs to leave this range, so we're not just stuck inside here. What's your thought on indices like US30 and NAS? Yeah, we have people in the group trading US30, NAS, DAX. So it just depends on what pair you would like to trade. As you can see, they trade it here. This is DAX analysis. So yeah, we have people who do it. It's personal. It's a personal thing. Tradesharpe, I realize you're a scalper type trader. You don't believe your strategy would be killer if you do intraday, because I backtest your strategy, modified it. It's good for intraday. Yes, intraday is great. It's just gonna take longer. I was always a person who preferred. I'm not a scalper. Scalping means you're taking scalps of the market. I look to catch it. I'm a session trader. I trade a session looking to get a move out of the session. So for me, intraday is definitely something, but I would like to also add a swing, right? If I was going to do, I was add a swing. Hi, what do you think about gold in the coming days? Will it go push up and create a new range like the start of the year? Depends on news today, could have an impact on that, right? We have to see after news today how news wants to react. I swear, if we had mixed bias today, this would be pretty nice, right? This would be a great move on mixed bias. Very simple move from bottom of range. This is where, remember I was discussing, sometimes range can be considered no bias when we're stuck in range, right? But we haven't really tapped these lows too many times to say this is really the bottom of the range. So obviously in hindsight it looks good, but realistically as an approach at the time, you don't know what the probabilities are. If you start losing this trade, you say because you went against bias. Brother, how long until you saw the results you were looking for in your revenues and success in trading? This is a great question. And the reality is I'm always never satisfied. Like I always feel like I can be doing more. And every time I push myself that extra bit to do more, you start to feel like you're doing too much and it's affecting the way I trade. So realistically, you will never feel satisfied, but you'll always feel proud. And then you just go with that saying that I'm proud but never satisfied. But in terms of monetary value wise, it took me 2.5 years before I really saw something that's like, you know, okay, this is actually worth my time. You know, I would say more worth. I think worth my time maybe in 2 years, but like, you know, if we're looking at, see, at 2 years it made sense. You know, the difference with me is I wouldn't say lucky, but I got in crypto at the right time and made money very quick. And that's that ruined my mindset a bit because I got used to having money quick like that. So in trading, if I was making $500, it wasn't really doing much for me. But in reality, that was a huge achievement based on my experience in trading. Right? Based on my experience, it was a huge achievement. So, you know, looking at it like that will help. Yeah, GU is above this zone. Straight 5-minute candle pushes here. Yeah, wild market price action these days, man. We're just seeing, you know, big candles come and no real reason to do it. Do you journal your trades? Not anymore. Not anymore, but I keep a track record. So yeah, I do journal my trades, but not as a written journal saying what I should have done, what happened, blah blah blah, da da da. I keep a journal like this. This is my public journal. This has all of my trades and the YouTube link to my trades, so you can view them taken live, entry, exit, and TP. Right? So this is like my full public journal. Like there's a difference, right? People want to say, hey, show me your trading. If you want to see my trading, watch this, because this was all done live on YouTube, entry, exit, TP. And this is like, you know, this is good. This is really good to just see how I trade. Like this is a huge resource. Go back and watch the trades, right? You can go back, click anything. 11:15 a.m. Let's have a look. 11:15 a.m. Let's see how we took this trade. So we can skip here. The clock is always here. Here's the clock. 10, 17, 10 dumbbells. 11:15. Let's see 11:15. All right, looking for buys on the flip here. What's this? GJ setup 2. Never happened. Not in yet. Oh, liquidity grab to the lows. Yeah, this looks juicy. This looks juicy when you get the liquidity grab to the lows. All right, got triggered in here. That was that trade. So you can see how I took it, right? And I'm explaining everything. Look how I explain everything. This is the difference. I explain everything. I show you how entry was, why I kept stop loss here, you know. Drawdown, all of that stuff. Right? B points, why to go B at those points. TPs, all that good stuff. So you vlog all of your trades? Yeah, basically, yeah. Not vlogs, I do it live. It's not like, because, you know, vlog, I could only show you highlights or stuff like this. I'm doing it live so people can see how I feel in the moment. It's also a good way to make content, right? Because obviously I have a YouTube channel and all of that stuff, and I want to make an impact in this industry. I want to help people. I want this to be a safe haven where people can come and actually get good information, can, you know, chat and get good answers. Not answers like, if you go to anyone else, they'll give you answers because they want to upsell you on something, you know. It's like every time they're shoving down your throat, buy this, do that, join my mentorship, you want to learn, do you see what I'm doing? They show you something to sell you something. Whereas me, it's kind of like, hey man, this is me and this is how it is. Have you ever lost a trade live? Come on, bro, what do you think? I'm a trader, bro. I lost a trade live day before yesterday. You kidding me? Oh yeah, of course I'm gonna lose trade live. I'm a trader. That's part of my job. You should see the reaction though. If you want some entertainment, see the reaction when that happens. Everyone becomes Dr. Fix-It. Everyone knows better. Everyone knows how to do it better than you. All that stuff happens. Right, what's going on with GU here? Stop loss placement is massive. How big is stop loss here? 13 pips. Oh, not that big. Target is 11 to this. 5 minute is not creating structure. I don't know, man. This is weird. What's 1 hour saying? Weird. 4 hour. Even more weird. Everything's weird. This is weird. That's it. Full stop. Gold. Rejecting. Sells could be an option here. Sells could be an option. Nothing more toxic than a trading community after a loss. Oh, tell me about it, man. Really, the saying that you're only remembered for the last thing you do is so true. Like, so people know, you can see my track record. This was my first loss after 20 days trading profitably, no losses in the month. So in 20 days, I never took a loss. Then I take one loss, right, on stream. Now, all of those 20 days were reversed. And this is the trader's mindset. This just shows me why people fail in this game. Because immediately, they don't realize, hey man, it's been a great 20 days. Let me just, this is giving back to the market. It's gonna happen. Let me move on. No, bro. All people start to go crazy. They're like, this sucks. This negative. Blah, blah, blah. You don't know how to trade. You've forgotten that you've been trading live for them profitably for over 1.5 years. And that is the mistake, is because people emphasize the negative and ignore the positive because it's not enough to satisfy them. You don't take a winning trade and be like, man, I need to find out why this won today. Why was this trade so good? How could I have improved? No one does that. They're like, I won this trade. What's next? Is there another option I can risk this profit on? Can I make more today? How many people in a trade have won a trade and thought about, how can I make more? Right? How can I make more? How many people have lost a trade? Right? How many people have lost a trade and think, how can I lose more? I do that, so you're wrong? Yeah, it's fine if you have a strategy, but I'm saying the mindset is focusing on the negative. If you focus on the negative, I'm not wrong. You are doing something wrong that's gonna long-term affect your mental capacity in this game. Remember that. Mental capacity plays a role. Bro, you're a negative 1 to 2 risk to reward trader. Please improve on that. 1 to 2 is not negative risk to reward. And I'm probably one of the most positive risk to reward people showing you online. Remember, win rate is high. I don't need a 1 to 2 risk to reward to make money. My win rate is high. If I had a low win rate, you're completely right. I probably need higher risk to reward, otherwise I'm not making money here. I said negative 1 to 2, that means 0. No, that's not, bro. If you can't even write ratios, why coming in chat and hating? I don't think he knows what he's saying. Probably not. You mean 2 to 1, bro. Why you're not taking GJ into account? I am. I just don't see any setups at the moment, right? Because we have resistance here. It's tough at the moment. I mean, if we look at bias, we have a mixed bias here. So essentially, we could look for sells if we start to break down, but it's a little bit messy in this range. And this is also another thing, right? This is another thing I want to emphasize in this game is people focus on, hey, I need a 1 to 2 risk to reward. I need to focus. You don't have control of volume. You can't dictate the market to give you that. So if the market today is going to give you a 1 to 1, yeah, take it. Look how many times you can see my journal, right? Check out this journal. Here's a really, really good point, right? Here's a really good point. And I want to show you this. This is what happens all the time, where we miss TP by 1 pip because I don't want to close to be a negative risk to reward. This is GJ. Look at this. My stop loss, there was no reason to close. And my plan was not to close at 4-hour resistance. But 4-hour resistance is obviously going to be a problem. Right? 4-hour resistance is obviously going to be a problem. But my plan was to get past 4-hour resistance. So I'm not going to emotionally close when that was my plan. I'm either going to accept a break-even trade or I'm going to get my proper risk to reward or proper target in this sense, which was 204, 270. So I'm not closing early for stats, right? There's always a reason behind that. Look at gold retracement here, man. Just retrace the whole move, right? Bearish bias. Bias is king here. So if we look at what was the most efficient move in the market, it was the downside. There was more downside pressure than upside. So this was a move up to just come down. So that's why bias is really good as well, right? The problem is that it didn't give us an entry here. 5 minute obviously just close, could have made a higher low and start continuing this. We wanted a 15-minute close, some sort of 30-minute close. That's how we base our trades off, right? So very interesting to see this, right? Absolute dump. How's GU doing? GU also dumping here. I've entered gold from 0.9. How long should I hold for? Depends on your plan, man. For me, it would have hit this target down here is what I would be looking for. If 1 hour close below daily support on gold, we can take sells after top wick. No, because there's no range to take sells, right? You're selling straight into 15. Your range was what it was creating here. We wanted this pullback to take sells. Right? That's the whole reason. Remember, when this was pushing up, we're saying this is just creating upside to give us the downside opportunity. But if we're going to have no entry confirmation, it's not our move. It's not our move. We're just seeing market whipsaw. We don't trade whipsaw. That's not our plan. That's just some random movement that's just going to cause you emotional situations and make mistakes. I have a question. I'm a small cap trader. I have $3,000 account. My risk per trade is 3%. That's fine if you're comfortable with that risk amount, you know. How do I manage my position so my stop loss doesn't take your position away? That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason you have a stop loss. That's the whole reason you have a stop loss, is that if you're wrong, you're going to hit that and be protected of that 3%. Thoughts on this? Harry, is there any way to catch the FOMC pump? And I was looking at it because my friends, because I'm a thing, should be able to catch 10-20 pips from a 100 pip move, even at a 5 minute. Nothing gave me confirmation. Try it. Try it and tell me how it what happens. Open $100 account and tell me how much you make. You have to experience it. You won't trust me if I tell you that spread, slippage, all of this is going to mess you up, not the actual trade. That's what's so dangerous with this move. It's not the actual trade. It's the spreads, the slippage, and all of that stuff. Geo here also rejecting top of range. We're just creating a range at the moment. This 5 minute candle retested 4 hour resistance. Look at the bounce we had from 4 hour resistance and then just failed. Just failed, didn't want to continue up. So if this is going to be a liquidity grab, sell still makes sense below these lows. Not feeling bad about it, just wanted to know how you would approach it. I know, oh, this part. Haven't tested market 7 p.m. Dubai time. 7 p.m. I don't really trade, to be honest. Yesterday I was in the GJ move when the massive move happened. Yeah, I guess I was just lucky. You could consider that, yep. You know, but at least you identify that and don't think that that move you predicted. A lot of people will say, bro, I predicted that, you know, and it's really a disaster when they say that, man. You know? Quote, gold buys, 50 pip target, missed by 6 pips. If you miss your target, means that probably your target was not that accurate, right? Sometimes it will happen, but if it's happened more often than not, then it means that your target was not accurate. One thing I could say to you is that It sucks, obviously, it sucks. It really does suck. But well done for following your plan. If your plan was to hold to full target and it missed it, and you're staying, you know, conditioned, then that's it. You followed your plan, man. You didn't make a emotional decision to close or anything like that, right? If gold closes bullish, it's a setup too. $50 pips and not even close partial, but maybe his stop loss was like 80 pips, right? Maybe stop was 80. Who knows? We don't know the position, right? We'd have to see the position to analyze, but yeah. If gold closes Polish, is it a setup too? Gotta close Bulgarian for me. I think French close would be better. First news coming out 11:15 here. All right. I exited when I saw there was no little top wick and the next candle just dumped. Yeah. Which broker is good in terms of spreads? You know, you have to check. They publicly put their spreads. I use IC. I'm looking at other brokers just to diversify. $15 failed to close above this resistance here. 30-minute candle as well failed, so we're just sitting at this resistance making a decision. Gold as well, trying to reject here, but we'll see what gold wants to do. GU did what? GU is rejecting now. Oops. Trying to get back up to these highs. Appreciate the wisdom, brother. Appreciate you showing up every day, man. If you show up, you know, all the time, appreciate you being here and glad you find it useful. If you guys are, be sure to leave a like. We have 500 of us in here and 220 likes. Get the likes up to 300, would appreciate it. If you're new, leave a subscribe because we're going to have something big. 70K subscribers, big giveaways happening. You guys are going to enjoy it. You guys are going to enjoy it. And yeah, so make sure you're subscribed to enjoy my content as well. It's free content. Don't pay for courses. I would say stick to my content for now. Trust me, it's my piece of advice. I was in the same boat as you guys, wanting to learn to trade 4 years ago, and I made that channel just because of that. You can see from how long ago, there's just no BS here. It was just really, you know, my own stuff here. Just what I learned, etc., etc. And you can see, like, I'm not some hype channel with thousands of views every video because of hype. Nah, man, it's just, oops, just pure content. GJ buys, yeah, we need a setup for the buys. If we can get a setup, yeah, we can take buys, for sure. you give great value for free. They should appreciate you more. There are a lot of people who do appreciate me, and I appreciate it for that. There's only a small percentage of haters who actually come in here and make it seem like they're a bigger percentage. If we look at a whole, there's actually more people here who just sit quiet and appreciate what we do. And that's why I show up, right? That's why I show up for these type of people. Haters are just always going to be there, and they don't realize that their words are not going to actually make an impact, right? It's pretty funny. But, you know, we have to address sometimes. Sometimes, you know, we can get carried away with addressing it, but sometimes we have to address it because we want to speak through actions as well, right? And those actions we want to speak through need to be proven for people who are new, who might be confused on statements that they're saying. So we like to clarify it. But yeah. Hopefully we can get something clean. In terms of French PMI, it can impact GBP here. I have seen it do it in the past here. Especially if news comes out slightly skewed. I have seen it. I have seen it. What do you think about futures markets? I'm thinking to switch to them because they have no spreads, only pure market prices. Yeah, but that's going to be relevant if you're trading indices and stuff, right? If you want to trade like GJ and GU, you can trade on futures. It's slightly different though. New York session is going to be the way to trade futures, you know? Bug or seal? Bug or seal? Let's have a look at this. What is this? This is Euro US dollar 30-minute close above here. Made its deep bottom wick, looking for some upside. Let's see what 15-minute is saying. 15-minute, I think you would have a better entry in 5 minutes waiting for this to close above than putting stop loss below here. Better risk to reward, less space you have to wait for price to go up. I think that would be a better entry in my opinion. You know, what's bias though? 4-hour close bearish. Oh, watch the 4-hour resist. This is important. Yeah, bias is mixed, but you need something closing above there. You can't buy into resistance. So yeah, scratch your idea. Wait for 15-minute closing above 4-hour. It's important, right? We need to be above 4-hour to look for buys, right? That's why. So make sure you write as a note. You need to have that marked up. You need to have that marked up. That's a very important zone in your markup. And I'm not really seeing, I see some lines here, but I need to see that. That's very important. If you miss that, that's the type of thing that's going to cost you here. Also be careful with Euro news coming out. Keep that in mind as well. Just to remind you, you have Euro news, German and French PMI coming in between 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Have you traded the GU basket? Yeah, I have. What would be my plan here for GJ if we're going to continue pushing up? 1 hour time frame about to close. London open very close to resistance here. 16 pip range on 1 hour. 4 hours trying to break up into this wick range. 30-minute close to resistance. 15-minute close to resistance. Yeah. This was just a second liquidity grab. I wonder if we can flip this 4 hour again. Buys on gold. You will need to wait for the 1 hour close here in 2 minutes. 15-minute would close bullish here. Risk to reward is not the best. Break of high. Stop loss is around 50 pips. Target is around 16 pips. Oof. Let's say we just use 15-minute stops though. Still not going to be too good. 36 pips for 15 pips. But I don't like putting stop loss here where the bottom wick of the 30 is here, you know. Are you living in Dubai, bro? Yes. For London Open, I'll just go toilet, come back, guys. All right, London Open here. Let's see what we got going on the charts. 30-minute here closed kind of rejection bearish though. 1 hour closing bullish here, no bottom wicks. Okay. GJ ended up doing what? Closing bullish here. Did it close above the resistance? We did close above the resistance. Also no bottom wicks. 1 hour bullish, no bottom wick. Yeah, if that can make a bottom wick, I wonder if it's worth it. Let's see. So this high is around 16 pips, stop loss about 20. Oof. GU did what? GU ended up closing bullish here towards the end. Made its bottom wick. 1 hour candle is trying to wick fill. Yeah, this could be an option if we close above here, right? If we close above here, I'd say this line here. If we close above here on a 15-minute candle, could be buys, right? Yeah, that's about it for the analysis. So that's what I'm looking at. Kind of looking at GU. Gold, if gold creates 15-minute structure, we can do it, you know. Are you living in Dubai? Yes. What is the maximum amount of trades you take per day according to your system? 3 max. But on average, 1. Interesting, about 5 to 10% of people are not here. No trade day for them, it seems. Yeah, we have lower viewers. It's kind of because of how the weeks be going. They're very fickle like that. You don't really have a chance. Has to be go, go, go all the time. It's just, you know, their patience is not there, right? Their patience not there. But those type of people maybe don't have to be here. What leverage do you use? I don't care about leverage. I focus on risk percentage. And I never risk more than 3%, which means, well, yeah, around 3%, which means that I'll never need too much leverage. Do you have doubt in GJ because of large SL? Yeah, I mean, it's just risk to reward is not too good here. You have to put SL below here minimum. It's a minimum requirement. Your break even is pretty near. I mean, if you don't mind the negative risk to reward, it can be an option. You know, I don't really like I don't like buying so high. Like if we look at this, all my guys in the exclusive will know this as being our target. Probabilities in this quadrant are not the best. We know that here pretty much hard to get. Most of your trades will come inside here, which we didn't really see any option, but this area here, red zone here. This red zone here is where probabilities are not the best. Hi, what are your reviews about trap trading? I don't really look much into that. What about GU? I explained the GU. Did you hear the plan? Oh, no, no problem, no problem. I was explaining we need to close above this 15. This one here. Because we closed below resistance, right? So we need something to get back above. Would also be 30-minute setup 3, right? Eyes on gold, mate. Eyes on gold. Relax, relax, Mr. Anime. Relax. Relax, relax. Gold is rejecting. You can see it popped up, made a top wick. Now it's rejecting. Even if I took it here, I would probably be break even. I'll keep managing slowly. Yeah. Should be able to hit 1 hour target. Target on GU. I'll target the 15-minute resistance here. There's one right here. This one right here as a target somewhere in these wicks. Somewhere here, yeah. Would it be valid to take a setup 3 on 30-minute? Yeah, it would be valid. It would be valid. Stop selling yourself short, bro. Stick to 350 likes. Yeah, I reduced it to 300 likes now. I'm being nice. Short selling everywhere. Short sell exclusive, short sell pip labs. Wow, my line is nice, huh? Look at the reaction of my line. I wish I could do the same for TP. That price would come to TP like that. But based off 30, man, if you take setup 3, stops are different, right? They're down here. Oh, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. No, stops would be below this 15. Do we have 5-minute structure in here? Yeah, I'd still keep it below here. I like your last video on YouTube. Thank you. GJ should be able to reach this resistance. If we had a better stop loss placement, this would make sense, you know. 16 pip target, but stop loss here was about 25 pips. And I can't use a smaller stop loss because this is just 5-minute structure here. This is 5-minute structure. Line is remarkable. It's an old active 4-hour resistance and weekly. Oh, nice. You can see how I drew that is just see from market reaction, you know. Was issues here. This wicks are coming from that zone. This wick here through that zone. Wouldn't gold cells be invalidated as 3 previous not top wick? What do you mean by 3P? I mean the gold cells we wanted from up here. Oh, 30-minute. Yeah, we wanted the gold cells from up here, but it wouldn't be invalidated, no. It's just we wanted the gold cells from up here. Now we already hit target and are rejecting from target. Where to start trading? I would say start watching my free course on YouTube. Laura Jean in the chat. Hello. How old were you when I started trading? Oof. You know, I first looked at trading. I first heard of trading when I was 16. And then I was just trying to get into crypto. I got into crypto when I was about 19. So I don't consider that trading, but it's the start, right? It's the start of being involved in markets. Forex trading, I was about almost 20. Breaking that 30-minute high now. 5-minute closes in 4 minutes. I have to wait for 5-minute close here. Hopefully we don't blast straight through. That would be annoying. I mean, you could technically take it as a setup 3. It's valid. See what lower time frame is saying. I'm interested to see what it does here at these resistances. Also a 5, right? Weird rejection high we've had. This one. Wonder what happens there. Just Asian open? Oh, okay. If this 15 was to close nicely, where would you put stops? I'll probably put stops below the 4-hour. I'll put stops below the 4-hour and then use candle to manage. Don't have any experience trading Forex. Does it normally move slowly or is just a very stagnant week? Stagnant week. Also, in terms of pips, GU pips are smaller, but you have to realize it's relative to stop loss, right? So if a stop loss here is only 6 pips, 6 pip target is also going to be relative to that, you know? Oh, a little push here. That's unfortunate. Wow, beautiful move here. GG. That's our move out the window. Unlucky for us. We'll see what else we can get. Move on. GJ doing nothing here at the moment. That's why I didn't really want to get involved here with limited range. Gold as well, trying to create some support. Was it valid 30 minute? Yes, I said you could enter on 30 minute if you wanted. Missed move? I don't think it's missed move. You could have entered it if you had a way. I was waiting for 15. If you had a way to enter, go ahead, be my guest. 1 hour close below. I need confirmation of something closing above. 1 hour close below. I'm not taking something when it close below. 30 minute close back in range. I'm sorry. As much as you want to make yourself believe that that was the way, I'm not going against probabilities. As much as you'd make me do it. I'm sorry. You know, you can take whatever trade you guys want here, you know. What about this? Looks weird. Yeah, it's rejected and then immediately bought back up. Yeah. It did reject from nothing, yeah. Only one other way I can enter this is 5-minute structure. Holy shit, news came out. Oh, whoever got in with news got lucky here. Wow. Seems like unlucky with news, but today we would have been lucky with news. But remember, this can go both ways. This can go both ways, so consider yourself blessed. I hope you are at break even before news. Otherwise, you know you're gambling here and it's going to cost you long term. We know that. We know that as a fact. So yeah. And that's it. News came out here affecting GBP. I'd like to see how Euro got affected. Same move up. Yeah, it's news, man. News is always quick reaction, you know. That's why you just have to get out. Hit target perfectly, right? Your target would have been somewhere here or up here. That's nice, though. 10 pip move. Not bad. But remember, that's news driven. That's news driven. Remember, so you can't really account that to say that, hey, I did a good job. News gave you the move, you know. That's news driven. Gold rejecting now. Like we said, we didn't want to take gold. GJ would have got affected here as well. As we see, you know, kind of, it means news came out positive here. So let's go see what news did here while we're at it. Yeah, 55. Wow, very strong number here, 55. But we've seen a reduction in the manufacturing place. That's why we see a whipsaw. That's why we see price pop up and pop down, because we see a reaction from both sides. But this is just French. Look at what it's doing to GBP, right? Crazy. Right, this is French news, has nothing to do with GBP, but we're just seeing that. So maybe we can expect, you know, service sector in GBP to be doing a little bit better at 12:30 here. Next news is in 30 minutes. Not 30 minutes, sorry, 15 minutes. So GJ would have hit TP right here, but again, negative risk to reward, and news would have made you hit TP. So bit of a gamble, but negative, you know, you're closing at 16 pips here. The wick actually gave you 20, but still negative. So as much, even with news here, it's still giving you a negative trade. Look at GU rejecting. I took the GU buys, didn't have a chance to close at B. Yeah, good, you managed B. Is news generally 50-50 given erratic volatility? Yes, the problem is that since we are fundamentally, we can understand what's happening in a pair and can expect news to go in a certain direction. The problem is, where does a stray wick land, right? Where does maybe it wicks down first before going up, and that wick is what can catch you out, because brokers will widen spreads, right? Harry, how can we trade all day there's news? I know it's tough today, unfortunate boys, it's tough. We have to try trade in between the news. You know, it's tough. I didn't expect GJ to react like that either. It was a bit risky. I don't like to do that. It was a mistake, even though I got TP because I gamble. I wanted the last 0.8% for my phase, and you don't do that. Well, did you pass your phase? I guess you have, right? So congrats to that, but I'm glad you identified it. You know, you shouldn't be upset that you passed it, because 0.8% is not going to dictate your 9% that you made to get there, right? 9% that you made to get there, 0.8% isn't going to shape who you are as a trader, especially if you're beating yourself up about it. We know news can go both ways. We've learned that. And this is a time where it goes the other way and everyone's happy-go-lucky. But, you know, long term, we know how this plays out. Yesterday was a prime example of that. And even I still, sometimes my ideas play out and get slapped, you know. So congrats on passing your phase though. Big up to you. Amazing. Now let's get the second phase. We're building a little team of funded traders here actually. It's quite impressive. Still a little liquidity Asia highs, targeting Asia highs. Yeah, above, below Asia highs, always cool. Brother, just sharing. If you see how Raja is trading news, it's actually not new, but there's more to it than what he's showing. Look, I have respect for everyone in the industry, but one thing I'll tell you is that him trading news is for entertainment purposes. It's not a sustainable strategy, right? You can be extremely slapped for news trading. So please, and I had this conversation with people in the group. Remember what I was telling you guys? Remember this conversation where I said that other traders will not be able to see through it, and you were saying he publicly says that it's for entertainment purposes. But see, even though he's saying that, even though he said it's for entertainment purposes, people still believe it's a strategy. Thank you for proving my point not to buy gold here. GBP USD not proving my point of anything. From yesterday, New York session looking for buys here. Amazing move. This would have been, look at this move yesterday. Getting involved here. Nice entry we had. But got manipulated. Unlucky. This was it. What if you ran full? 21. How big was this move in total? 70 pip move. Wow. You think it's a good idea to hold a swing trade till lots of news? Well, if you're swing trading, you'll have to hold through news because it's impossible you avoid lots of news as a swing trader. The point is, you have to make sure that your position is in a good spot to be able to accommodate for that. Even if you pick the right direction, you can still lose spread slippage. That's how most people use, right? Yesterday I got stopped out because of that news. It wasn't planned. Always avoid trading news. Yeah, don't worry about that yesterday if you did get stopped out on that. It's just a bit of manipulation. And you want to hear the crazy thing, guys? The crazy thing is, even though the manipulation happened, there was no news, wasn't even released. The news was not even released, not out yet. So all of that was just BS, you know? Look at, on GJ it was even worse. Look at GJ's move, wow. When Roger trades, people only focus on the outcome. If the trade goes well, then they don't think how big the loss would be. True, that's true. I want to learn your strategy, Harry. Well, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. So don't worry about that. The only thing I ask in return is a like. Even though I hate to say it. Helps the game. Helps the game. Who was saying about 350 likes? See, we're at 300. So that's why I was nice today. Gave people less of a task. I'm from the Midwest and fairly new to Forex, just taking time to be a sponge and gather info. Any idea how the markets will come into winter and or New Year's? Normally December is a slower month. Last December was great. I enjoyed last December. I had great trades last December. Obviously from the 20th, that's it. You know, the month, it's basically call it early. New Year's, everyone's getting back. First week of the year, second week of the year, a little bit slow. And then we start to kick into gear, right? January has historically been my slowest part of the trading year. It's been January. But then after that, we kick in gear. This year in the markets as a whole is going to be difficult because of election year, because of all the news, because of the unraveling of these inflation rates increases. Remember, you know, I've been depressed for days for a lot of things that happened recently. Your streams has helped me a lot in the night. So I'm happy to say that, man. You'll get through whatever you're going through. I promise you that. It's only inevitable. Remember, we put ourselves in depression because we react off what made us emotional. Some things in life we just can't control because they're outside of our control. I've had events in my life that's happened that's extremely sad, but I know that's not in my control and had to move myself to move on with it. It just makes you stronger. It makes you a better person, and really you will thank that happened to you because you experience a hard time that many people don't, which is why they don't reach further. The harder things get, the better the other side is, you know. My dog died recently. That fucked me up really hard. Yeah, I had that as well this year as well. I know how that is, you know. But you know, with a dog dying, remember, at the end of the day, it's outside of your control. You can't bring him back as much as you want to. So why worry about something that's happened? We all share that one trait in life, is that at some point, you know, people pass away. It's a normal thing. We have to normalize it and realize there's actually beauty in that because of all of the good memories, right? Understand that death is a completely normal thing and something you have to accept. It's actually you being selfish that you wanted it for yourself, right? That's actually why we feel sad, is because we are impacted, not the person who passed away or the dog or whatever. It's us who get impacted from that, right? So that's why we feel sad, because it's affecting our lives, but has nothing to do with theirs. And we should remember the good times because we were blessed in that position, right? We were blessed in that position to have all those experiences. So that's how I think about it, man. It's just a dog, relax. Yeah, a lot of people have good connections with dogs, man. You know, for some cultures and upbringings, dogs are nothing for them, you know. But you have to see, some people go mad for their dogs. They treat it like a kid. They treat it like part of their family. Especially if you're people who live by themselves as well. If they have a dog, then they respect that. So realize that it's realize that you have to respect other people, you know, and how they feel about something. Hi, brother. I'm from Nottingham, England. Just kicking you with the guys. Let's get it, bro. Welcome, welcome. I trade similar strategy with you and go lower RR than me. Well, make sure not to tell anyone on YouTube because they're gonna beat your ass. Thank you for motivation. Of course. Help a brother out, right? He's showing up stream, you know, and it's been helping him. So why not help him more if people want to talk about it? Are dogs common pets in Dubai? Yeah, they are very common pets. We actually, around where I live, there's actually dog dustbins for their waste. So they accommodate it. There's places to walk your dog. It's just obviously in Islam, dogs are not really something. There's a huge expat community, but you know, you can't really take it in shops and stuff like that. All right, GJ rejecting, GU continuing, some form of rejection here. News coming out in 2 minutes here. Let's see if we get another spike. What are we saying, guys? Another spike or no? It's not just a dog. People get extremely connected to their pets. It's often the closest relationship. Yeah, I think people don't notice how close you can get to something that's just there in the background. Respect to you, Harry. You even know about this too? People nowadays care about dogs more than humans because dogs don't hurt them as much as humans. And that's the beauty of a dog, is that why people get so emotionally attached, because they don't hurt you like a human can hurt you. And that's why people find peace in dogs. Because dogs are happy when you're sad. They're happy when you come home. Every time you see them, they always want to be nurtured and cuddled. They always want to be with you and support you. They're loyal to you. They listen to you. You can't get that from a human, unfortunately, these days. You know, it's a fickle world. That's why people find more attachment in dogs, you know. We're human. There's emotions connected. And that's how it works, you know. That's why you're seeing that. And at the end of the day, it's just a dog. It's just an animal. I could go out tomorrow and shoot a deer. I could shoot many different animals, no problem. I have no feeling for that, as you know, hunting and all. Wow, look at this move, guys. This news is wild. But it's the, you know, it's the connection people build. You know, but for me, in terms of an animal looking outside in, tomorrow you bring me a deer and tell me to shoot it in the head, no problem, I can do it. You know, and as long as I'm eating it and have reason to do it. But remember, relationship can be developed with anything. That's the reason. That's the reason they feel like that. I don't think you should say that on YouTube. Maybe not, no. But what? I mean, who cares? Some animal lover gonna come in here and tell me, don't shoot deer. Because they're an anti-meat eater? Come on, man. What are you, some weak bitch? Not eating meat? Come on. You joking or what? You know, what are you saying, man? I'ma eat that shit, bro. Man, look at this pullback. How to set weekly, daily and monthly goal? I don't. My goal, your number one goal in trading is to follow your plan. Protein. Yeah, bro. Come on, man. What are we saying? Not gonna allow me to eat chicken. You know, allow me to eat anything. Humans are not supposed to eat flesh. Do your research. A horse and a gorilla is bigger than all of us and never eats meat. That's only 2 examples. A human is supposed to thrive. Okay, let me tell you this. Right? Let me tell you this. If we look at a reduction diet, okay, think about this, and I want you to think about this very carefully. If we look at a reduction diet, meaning if you could only eat one thing, a human could survive on eating only vegetables. But if a human only ate meat, they can thrive. And that shows you how powerful meat is. A human can thrive of only eating meat, but barely survive by just eating vegetables. So that's the difference. So meat is powerful. I know so many people who are vegetarian, who are just completely malnourished. The reason we're seeing a decline in testosterone levels in men, a decline in endocrine system issues, an increase in endocrine system issues, is because of diet, right? Virat Kohli is a vegetarian. Yeah, he's a cricket player. He's not, he's a cricket player. It's different. And I'm talking about elimination diet. He obviously eats multiple different variations of foods, right? But he couldn't just survive off one. But with meat, you could survive off one. I've been trading for 1 week. I'm still not profitable. Oh, that's very sad, bro. Maybe try 1 year and come back and ask me. Following the same plan. Right, what's going on the markets here, man? This is very confusing markets. Sir, how is VSA strategy? I don't know VSA. Yo, bro, why doesn't my live account let me use a 0.06 lot size? Probably you don't have enough leverage. Finally it started. How can I find out what my leverage is? Log into your broker terminal and you can see that. You'll be able to see that. Can you please explain lot size? I think you should Google search it, It's gonna be a bit better than me explaining because you need to be able to know that. Can't be a trader without knowing lot size, especially in Forex. Lot size, contract size, etc., etc. Me too, I'm vegetarian. I believe by killing an animal is wrong. God has given life to all creatures. Then respect to what you believe in, right? I'm not going to deny that, right? I respect everyone's beliefs. Yo, Razvan, relax. And by the way, the reason a gorilla is jacked is because he eats bananas like a goat. That's why. He's the beast because of bananas. Bananas is the key. Trading is a good reduction diet. Trading is different, man. Trading builds you different. Listen, guys. I need to keep safe today. I was hoping to get in a little trade here before news, but we're just ranging and we're having random moves here. I don't feel safe trading these markets. I feel like I'd rather stay in cash until after news. Because look at this. This is all random movements here. Price was going up, spiked up, now dumped down on the news. We have another news coming out in 20 minutes. Then we have another news coming out in 30 minutes. So trying to navigate through that is hard. Now we can take it, but I don't see any possible setups at the moment. That's the issue. I don't see a setup here for buys. I don't see a setup for buys on gold. Gold is in a range, and GJ, I just see it dumping down back to the bottom of the range here with no setup as well. So for me, I have to wait here, unfortunately. This is what is annoying about these market conditions, is that we have 3 pairs we're looking at and can't do anything with those 3 pairs. So that's just telling me that this is outside of my control, and I rather not take a trade now and sit with my one losing trade this week on stream and yesterday's manipulation, then get into another trade and make a mistake here just because I feel like I have to get something going. And this is the painful part of trading when it happens. So we just have to wait here. But it's not that bad. It's only been a week. We still have tomorrow. And yeah, let's see what ends up happening by tomorrow as well. So, bit of a waiting game today. And hopefully we can leave these ranges by New York. You know, I really want to leave these ranges by New York, get something good, and see what happens, you know. So we'll see by New York. I'll guys keep you updated on my Instagram story for New York session. You'll see what I take and all of that good stuff. And yeah, maybe if you're lucky, I'll give you my New York analysis on Instagram. Hopefully that can help. And yeah, I spent more than 6 hours on the chart yesterday and found no entry. Put alerts, it's better. Leave a like on the stream, guys. I hope I can see you guys tomorrow. Show up to the stream. We're gonna grow this to the biggest London stream. 1,000 viewers is coming, I'm telling you. And then I can flex my biceps on stream. I know you guys are scared for me to mog you all live on camera. And I know you guys are scared for me to show you the biceps. But listen, you know, it has to happen. So appreciate you all. End of month coming soon, which means giveaway as well. So be sure to show up for that. And yeah, I appreciate you all. Take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace. See you all.